should be very proud of his performance. He was good. He done everything he needed to do. Listen, you win on your debut 5-1. It's fantastic. He looked at home. That's what we'd say. He didn't look like a young lad. There was a little shaky moment for the Toulouse goal where he looked a bit anxious to get out. But apart from that, he done very, very well. He should be very proud of his night's work.
Yeah, we'll look at that goal in a moment. First of all, Eni, though, let's look at how Liverpool got things up and running. It was Jota, 8 in 10 Europa League appearances. How good was the run and the finish from him?
With Mohamed Salah increasingly likely to leave Liverpool in 2024, Klopp's hopes have been dashed by a secret plan. A bombshell report has revealed that Liverpool are likely to lose Mohamed Salah to the Saudi Professional League in 2024 despite his resilience this year. Al Ittihad were the highest bidder for Salah in the summer and made extraordinary efforts to lure the Egyptian international to Saudi Arabia. In the end, Liverpool stood firm, but there was always the feeling in the background that Saudi suitors would be back in for him next year. Liverpool have Salah under contract until 2025, the best in the club's history. But Saudi reports claim he is increasingly likely to leave the club for the Middle East in the new year. The Saudi Professional League side are said to be working behind the scenes to secure his signature. It is not yet clear if Al Ittihad will be his likely destination or if he will move to another Saudi club. The report also does not specify whether Salah's departure from Liverpool will take place in January or in the summer. Manager Jürgen Klopp will no doubt hope to keep the 31-year-old for as long as possible. Liverpool have lost several players to the Saudi Pro League after embarking on an eye-catching transfer window last year. For example, Fabrizio went to Al Ittihad, Jordan Henderson joined Steven Gerrard at Al Ettifaq, while Roberto Firmino chose Al Ahly as his next destination after his contract with Liverpool expired. Jorginho Wijnaldum and Sadio Mane were the other former Liverpool players to leave Liverpool for Saudi Arabia. The departure of Salah, who has become one of the club's best ever goalscorers and shows no signs of slowing down, will hurt Liverpool the most. While the Reds can afford to pay a significant fee for a player of his age, they may struggle to replace him with someone who can make a similar impact immediately. Salah has scored 9 goals in 12 appearances this season, taking his goal tally for Liverpool to 195 in 317 games. Salah is the last man standing from Liverpool's famous front three of the Klopp era, which included Mane and Firmino. Both of his former teammates are now in Saudi Arabia, so it will be interesting to see if Salah will indeed follow them. Mohamed Salah continues to break records again, this time overtaking Thierry Henry to become the Premier League's top scorer in European competitions. The Egyptian enjoys setting new standards and breaking records that have stood for years, even decades. He did just that against Toulouse last time out. Coming off the bench in the last 20 minutes, Salah sealed a comfortable win with his 5th goal of the night, smashing his shot against the crossbar in injury time. He came on for the goal and scored his 43rd goal in European competitions for Liverpool. Although if you include Champions League qualifiers, it was his 44th goal. His latest goal is important as it equals Henry's record of 42 European goals in 79 games for Arsenal. Salah, on the other hand, has made 70 appearances for the Reds in European competitions and is comfortably top of the club's all-time top scorers in Europe, ahead of the likes of Steven Gerrard and Sadio Mane. The 31-year-old can add the title of top European goalscorer for an English club to his long list of records and achievements at Anfield. He knows before all of us that he has a record around the corner. He doesn't need any help there. If he doesn't score in the last game, there's a very good chance he will score in the next game because it increases his desire and that's good for us, Jürgen Klopp said earlier. Salah's departure will certainly upset the people of Anfield, but with his contract set to expire in 2025, the FSG will likely consider accepting a big money offer. Jürgen Klopp solves Liverpool's problem position as incredible statistics emerge about the new midfielder. Back in September, just 4 games into the Premier League season, a Liverpool statistic was circulating that seemed impossible to be true. Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis Mac Allister had played more minutes for the Reds in England's top flight than the departed Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain had played in all of last season. The Argentine's red card against Bournemouth, which was cancelled, made such a claim even harder to believe. It was only when viewers started to check the figures for themselves that it turned out to be true. so Barsley and McAllister had played a total of 672 minutes in their first 8 games. In contrast, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain had a total of 625 minutes in 17 games. Klopp's revamped engine room surprisingly outshone its predecessors once again. In addition to the aforementioned duo, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, and James Milner also left the club in the summer. Liverpool's 5 departed midfielders contributed to a total of 8 goals in all of last season. With Endo and Gravenberch scoring in the Reds' 5-1 win over Toulouse last night, it took just 13 games for the Reds' 4 new midfielders to first equal and then surpass that total. The quartet have now contributed a total of 9 goals. Gravenberch has put in his most impressive performance of the season with 2 goals and 2 assists in 9 appearances since joining on the final day of the transfer window in a deal worth £40 million from Bayern Munich. That's double the 33 appearances he made for the Bavarians last year. Endo, who has also started 9 games, has 1 goal and 1 assist so far this season. So Barsley, meanwhile, has 2 goals and a penalty against Brighton in 12 games, while McAllister has an assist in 9 appearances. Meanwhile, the 9-goal contributions of Liverpool's £150 million midfield overhaul have come in a total of 2,462 minutes. The old engine room may have won every major prize on offer, but their limited performances in front of goal were a constant source of criticism. I remember in our best times, when we were scoring all the goals up front, you asked me if we had enough goal threat from this midfield. I think now we have a lot more goal threat from midfield. That's definitely the case, Klopp told reporters at the start of September. This new midfield is close to perfection and has a long way to go to emulate their predecessors as Anfield legends. After all, this is only the first year of the revised Liverpool. Despite Endo's impressive performance against Toulouse, the Reds lack a world-class holding midfielder, and McAllister is still a certainty to start in such an unfavourable role. The Argentine, meanwhile, is only 24, while Barsley and Gravenberch are 23 and 21 respectively. After a transitional year in which an aging, injury-prone Liverpool midfield lost its intensity and identity, Klopp has restored exactly what his side lacked, and the best is still to come. But the German manager has not only replaced his departed players, he has also improved the scoring distribution, as evidenced by these improved goal contributions. For years, Klopp has defended the all-conquering engine room's lack of goal scoring, instead emphasizing their importance and reiterating everything else they can contribute. But Klopp doesn't need to defend these latter players. Their arrival perhaps shows that the German manager always wanted a little more in the final third. Liverpool's midfield was rightly criticised last season, but before that their status as English, European, and world champions masked their limited contribution in attack. Klopp's summer signings have addressed these shortcomings, and the Reds have ensured that long-standing criticism and scrutiny is now a thing of the past.